There will never be a point in your life where it's the right time to do a great thing. If you're waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect timing, it's not going to happen. You know what you have to do? You have to create the perfect time and the perfect opportunity and the perfect situation.
So that a lot of people become comfortable. They stop growing. They stop wanting anything. They become satisfied. People getting ready to go to jobs that they don't like, jobs that are making them sick. You see, when you're not pursuing your goal, you are literally committing spiritual suicide. When you have some goal out here that you're stretching for and reaching for that takes you out of your comfort zone, you'll find out some talents and abilities you have that you didn't know you have. When the messenger of misery visits you, what are you going to do? What will keep you in the game?
There are things that you think you'll never need to know, that you may only need to know one time in your life, but that could save your life because you had that knowledge.
Unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talk yourself out of it?
If you're waiting on your next door neighbor to make it happen for you, it may not happen. If you're waiting on your mother or your father, they may be so ancient in their thinking that they don't understand this opportunity that you have. And if you're waiting on them, it may never get done. You don't beg average people to be phenomenal. You don't beg good people to be phenomenal. You just are phenomenal, and you will attract phenomenal.
What reason can you remember that you can call on, that you can reach on, that can make you get back up? Find that reason.
If you're not where you are, if you're not where you want to be, if you don't have what you want to have, if you're not where you think you should be at this particular place, it has nothing to do with the system, but it has everything to do with the fact that you're not making the sacrifice. I want you to make that dream become a reality, because if you don't, you will be working for somebody else to make their dreams become a reality.
Everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. And let me tell you something, that's a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling, particularly people that you're doing it for. Most people take their greatness, take their ideas to the graveyard with them.
Listen to me, if it was easy, everybody would do it. There are people right now who are working who don't want to work. There are people who hate their jobs, but they keep getting up to do it.
The wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard we will find inventions that we never ever were exposed to. Ideas, dreams that never became reality. Hopes and aspirations that were never acted upon.
Question is, what are you going to do with your time? What drives you? And greatness is a lot of small things done well. Day after day, workout after workout, obedience after obedience, day after day.
When things don't work out for you, when things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of that can keep you strong?
You will never ever be successful until you turn your pain into greatness, until you allow your pain to push you from where you are to push you to where you need to be. Stop running from your pain and embrace your pain. Your pain is going to be a part of your prize, a part of your product. I challenge you to push yourself.
See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself.
I mean that what you did last week don't count. Today is the only important day. There are 86,400 seconds in a day, and how you use those are critical. You got 86,400 today, and what you do today is going to cement who you are. Nobody's going to talk
Get sick. You're playing at this level, you get hit by a fucking car, you don't even die.
You're absolutely right.
I know I'm right.
Do what you have to do. Whatever it takes.
This is the fight of our lives. And we're gonna win. Whatever it takes.
Here we go.
Welcome to the world class. I am Noble Miguel Mordell Tunico Bay, Morris America Muslim, consecrated and appointed missionary to Morris Science Temple of America. And today is the top 10 lessons for young men. Shout out to everybody that I've been talking to about this. Cheated a little bit. I made up the top 10 list that I want guys to know when they come to this channel, kind of common conversation we're going to have, things we're going to build on for the young men that's around this channel. Get something from here that you can't get nowhere else. I cheated. I added another 9. So we're going to go over the 9 bonus ones first. It's about work today. I don't really care about the entertainment or the YouTube part. We just want to operate at a high level. So shout out to all the young guys, CJ, Dead of Fire, Tan, Cheeky. This one is for you guys. Not just y'all in particular that I named, but all y'all that's younger than me. These are the lessons that changed my life, that allowed me to be as smart as I am now. And I think information I've been trusted with. So we're gonna run through the first 9, which is the bonus, and we're gonna get in the final 10. We're gonna get out of here. Shout out to Hank. Shout out to Sean, aka Mr. He said. I had sent out a call for guys to do the same thing. I think I'm gonna put it in a video for what they did. I gotta find when Hank was talking about it, and I know Mr. He said put it in the community tab, and he spoke on this channel. So I'm gonna get with him, put that in the video too. We're gonna do our part in terms of being the OGs and the older brothers that truly make a deposit. You know what I'm saying? Into you young guys. Pause. So you can see where the mindset at, right? Because a lot of these channels and these guys you hear, you don't really know what they stand on. So you'll know what I stand. And what I can promise you is these things work. Everything that I'm going to share, I've used for over 7 years. I know they work. And I'm going to put you in a position to where you know where it applies. So let's just go to work now. Appreciate you, Just Jay. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Instead of becoming a member, if you want a video to replay, can hit that super thanks. and support the channel. So first bonus lesson that we have today is it's better to measure 10 times and cut once than to only measure once and have to cut 10 times. You often see me do this with etymology. That's why I implement this all the time. You're gonna hear me say that a lot of principles I use when I use etymology, because I practice something called that I named as principle annexation, where we combine or connect two principles and use them simultaneously. I did a video about that. I got 2 videos on free mentorship. So again, it's better to measure 10 times and cut once than to only measure once and have to cut 10 times. Not really sure who's credited as saying that, but I've been hearing that my whole life. I learned that from the trade, welding, and when I was in welding for a little bit, and when I was in automotive. It's better to make that decision, check once, check twice, than for you to just rush into something without you knowing, right? My next lesson is kind of opposite of that, but it's circumstantial. This is a matter of preparation. When you have something that you deem to be important, take time out. Again, be worth the research, be worth the effort for you to put the little extra stuff in early. People like to talk to you, the motivational people like to talk to you about putting in the extra. Put in the extra stuff early. Put in the extra stuff in preparation, right? Perfect practice makes perfect, not practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And what we want to do is perfect the measurements. You can't meet the measures if you don't know them. You understand? And if you can't meet the measures, and if you don't know them, you definitely can't take them because you don't even know where they are. So it's better to put that energy into that early, especially when it comes to that number 10. I'm gonna talk about that a little later, maybe in another video. 10 is extremely important. All right. Any questions about that? Hit me up. And these things are, like, to be honest with you, about 2 or 3 hours a piece. Each one of these lessons, especially the bonus ones. The other ones, some of them are life lessons. It take a long time, a lifetime to understand them. But what also goes with this is this concept of putting in 2,000 work hours. Doctors call it a practice, what they do, right? Right? So you want to know what you're heading into. And the key word in it is measures. I'm going to go to etymology. There's no way of stopping me. I'm going to show you what these words mean because it makes it simpler. But I've gone through so many situations because I'm a Libra, because I'm hot-headed, because I'm most of my life I've been impatient. This has saved my life. Because it's actually the same thing. It's actually being impatient in another way. Because when I go to look up information, I'm really impatient when I look up the information. I want the real deal. I want to know what's going on. I want to cut my learning curve. Really, when you measure 10 times, you're cutting your current learning curve. You're shortening your learning curve. So it's a way to still be impatient, still operate at a high level, because when I go to work, I want it to matter. I want my work to work. This principle allows your work to work when you take time out to measure 10 times. This is not just for y'all that's 30. It's for the little boys that's 5 and 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? And 10 years old. We need to know this. It's better to know what you're going to do. Now, this next lesson, and this is the bonus stuff. I'm not going to be here all day. Created by a guy named Michael Masterson. What I use at the same time as I'm saying be in preparation, right? Dope, cool. But we have to also fight off procrastinating, right? So this particular lesson is to help you stop procrastinating. So you might have heard me say this plenty of times. Ready, Fire, Aim was written by a guy named Michael Masterson. I just heard the concept. I was taught this concept to help you fight off procrastination. Procrastination is volunteering for inferiority. It's you saying that you're quitting on you. It's you saying that you're not good enough, right? We want to get moving first. We got to get the body to move in the right direction, and then we get to perfection, right? I call it the 3 E's. I'll probably do a video about it. I'll probably use this and make a video of it. The 3 E's. Effort, effectiveness, and efficiency. We got to give the effort first. That's the ready. We got to get the effectiveness. That's a fire effects. And then we get what? Efficiency. Then we start to aim down our sights. So ready, fire, aim. Something that I use pretty often, especially with stuff that I don't like. This is the shit that you use when you don't like. You use this principle for stuff that you don't want to do. Ready, fire, aim. Just fucking go. Just get it done. Just start doing it and see what you can affect, and then start getting efficient at it. It's the best way to. And then how do you do it? Is the second you quote unquote feel like you don't want to do it, that's when you use it. That's the exact neutral point where you use it, and you ready, fire, aim, and you just get your ass up and you just go. It works. It works about 90+% of the time. The second you feel like I can't do it, I don't want to do it, it's annoying, that's when you start doing it. Because whatever the fuck you don't want to do is precisely what you need to be doing. Ready, fire, aim. And that's the saying we say to remind ourselves why we're doing it. And it starts to remind us. So again, I'm giving you what I learned over a span of meeting with a millionaire twice a week over a span of 1.5 years. You know what I'm saying? So if you got questions, put it in the comment section, hit me up on IG, email me or whatever, we can go over it. Okay. Shout out to Michael for that. This one I actually love. Again, these are the bonus lessons. These are not in the top 10, right? They will be named. I actually love this one. Cheeky generation, the 90s babies, y'all really need to understand this. I watched y'all generation engage in this. I've engaged in this, do a lot of avoiding. The quote is, "There's no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others, your opponent, etc." From Niccolo Machiavelli, I'm sorry. Again, it complements. It's better to measure 10 times and cut once, and only measure once and have to cut 10 times, right? Because, and it also complements the previous principle and concept of ready, fire, aim. There's some things you can't avoid. War is one of them. Conflict is one of them. So it's better to be prepared and to not procrastinate. You see how they go together? That's why I couldn't come up with 10, because even the excess principles, they support each other. And what I'm talking about in terms of principle annexation, I'm showing you how, which is one of the laws, one of the 10 lessons is how they correspond. You understand? It's how they correspond, how they go together. But the problem that comes in when you're developing wisdom is not knowing where they apply. I'm the guy that can help you figure that out. When, and the 5 W's and how, when, where, and how they apply. That's what I'm here to help you do. You can get these lessons from anywhere, but when you have a mentor or somebody showing you, we know where to look. Like I've said often, you can't hide from people that know where to look. I'm one of the people that know where to look. There's no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. So if you know you got a big test to do, you're not gonna accomplish it, or you're not gonna be anybody. You're not doing anything to anybody. You're not proving your mom wrong. You're not proving your dad wrong. You're not hurting the guy that took your girl. You're not doing nothing to them other than hurting yourself and positioning them to beat you. Procrastination does nothing but tell you telling you that you're not good enough. That's all you're qualifying for, is to be less than what you already are. You cannot avoid war. The war that's coming, we can't avoid it. All we can do is prepare, and all we can do is prepare now. Hopefully that makes sense. As you can see, I'm not here to play games today. I want y'all to learn, because I know what it's like to be in a wisdom desert. You know what I'm saying? Not that you guys are, but, and anybody that here, not that you are, but we can be. So this third bonus lesson, because it's 9 of them, I started with 3, and then it just more and more came. You know what I'm saying? Let me shout out to chat. Appreciate you, Hank. My guy, appreciate you. Just Jay in the building. Yeah, you want to become a member? The button that right down there. Hey, Lauren, how you doing, beautiful? You said, hey, you ain't shit. Iso, what's up, Iso? Iso says, I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual on law. I like that. Take heed. How are you? What's going on? It's 14 degrees outside? Yeah. It's real out this bitch. Yeah, it's real. Ain't no joke. Okay. This one is simple. This principle by Jim Rohn, greatness is service to many. Made it pretty simple. He's the first person I heard say that. And I've been researching that word, and that's been one of the things my uncle used to tell me. He said, you come from greatness, you come from great stock. And once Jim Rohn laid it out for me, he said, greatness is service to many. Right? Service to many is really the point of it. Where I identify what greatness is. Service is what? The word serve, actually, let's go to work. You know what we do around here. Let's do this. Share screen. Let's put in service. Service. My caps lock on. We're gonna skip this. We're just gonna go to serve because I don't want this to be super galactic long. Serve, verb, to render habitual obedience to or allegiance to. Also, minister, give aid, give help. Service to many. Minister, give aid, give help. That's what service is, right? It says related to slave, but if we go down, this may not give it in this one. Well, yes, servo, guardian, stuff like that. I think what I'm gonna have to do is go to Google Translate. I'm in another tab right now, right? And I'm gonna have to just break it down for you. 1 second. One second. Yeah. So I'll share this. Tap and stick. So if you go to the Latin, serve, it means to save in English. You see what I'm saying? That's what the word serve is in English. It means to save. So let me make sure y'all seeing what I'm saying. Okay. Actually, it's really small. Let me make it bigger. Pause. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I overdid it a little bit. Turn it down a tad. Okay, so you see the word in Latin, serve means save in English. Got me? Okay. All right. To make sure we are clear. Appreciate you, take heed. Thank you, love. Yeah, we're working today. So the key is most men in history, the focus has always been greatness, to be remembered of all time. And we only do that by service to many. So anything that's greatness related must serve a lot, right? It must adhere and apply to a lot. If we want greatness, we have to participate in a certain volume to a certain degree. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? They must do a service to many. So we're only looking at, when we want to achieve greatness, we're looking at what mass effect we can have and why should we have it. This is things I was taught. You know what I'm saying? This is lessons I had to qualify to get in certain rooms, and this is what you're taught. And the work part, right? Again, the 3 E's that I said: effort, effectiveness, and efficiency. So even when it's at mass, that's what we're focusing on. Because people are not going to, you don't achieve greatness by doing a lot of dumb shit. A lot of people say a lot of dumb shit, but it's not serving them, because what we know service means what? It means to save. You're not saving me any time. You're not saving me. You're not saving me any resources. You're not saving me a headache. So it has to be something in it for somebody else. It has to be something in it for somebody else. Does that make sense? All right. All right. To the same degree, I didn't know which one to pick. I had both of them in here, so I had to take them out because I didn't want to overdo it. But these are lessons that I used from. They're pretty much the same. I had mentioned on Cheeky Channel about Will Smith, and I laughed about it because it's Will Smith. He said greatness is laying down one brick as well as you possibly can. So I took Ray Lewis, a less dramatic character. Here in Baltimore, he knows him to pick up he she's. So yeah, it's a little, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy gonna get on me for it. But the guy did great. He was a great leader, at least in public, from what we've seen. He said greatness is a lot of, he is actually in the intro that I played. Greatness is a lot of things, a lot of small things done well. Which I had to harken back to what Jim Rohn always says. He said, if you can't be a ruler over a few pennies, should we give you a fortune? So how you treat the smallest things, again, that's a law of habit principle. If you haven't heard me say it, how you do anything is how you do everything. So fundamentally, you engage into anything as if it's the big thing. You keep those same habits. You do the smallest things, making a thumbnail, making a live as well as you possibly can. If you look at each and everything, every process, goes to what my mentor said. It didn't make the list, but he said success is a process. When you cheapen the process, you cheapen the product. See, so y'all gonna walk away with like 40 principles and 40 lessons, you know what I'm saying? And I call them lessons because they're literally a high level thing. The thinking is really spiritual principles, to be honest with you. But because you're gonna have to learn it over time. I didn't learn all this in one day. I learned everything I'm telling you, I've mastered over the span of 7 years. So like my mentor said, success is a process. When you cheapen the process, you cheapen the product. So any little small thing that is to be done, that is your opportunity. Again, like I said, I'm gonna show you the framework on how you use it. Every small thing, you picking your baby up, you changing a diaper, you changing a tire, you cleaning your car, you working on your craft, you're researching. This is for men now. Every part of it, you're looking at you're practicing your success principles, each and every part of it. Washing your ass, brushing your teeth. Every little small thing is an opportunity to qualify for greatness. Does that make sense? That's what we're doing it for. Again, we're gonna go back to my guy. We got 2 more, then we're gonna get in the top 10. These are the ones that didn't make the cut, even though they did. It's from my guy, Jim Rohn. Passed away a couple of years ago. I learned a lot. He helped me change my language. Maybe move from my Baltimore accent to my YouTube work voice I got now. He won speaking awards. Because he was a motivational speaker and stuff, because he speaks so well. So I had to, through osmosis, I picked up some better articulation than what I had before. Because if I talk like I'm from around where you heard, you ain't gonna understand shit I'm saying. Because we hung around the dope fiends. So. We hung around the dope fiends, and the dope fiends don't talk good. Let me look at the chat real fast. No. Iso says, rule numbre uno, never let no one know how much dough you have. Hey, man. Rule number 2, never let them know your next move. Absolutely. Say rule number 3, never trust anybody. Oh, never trust nobody. So that means somebody. Rule number 4, I know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. That's a fact. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. That's like a nigga eating his own cum. Pause. I thought it was up from there. Nope. No, not just. Number 5, he said, never ish where you like. That's a fact. Don't do dirt in your own house. Yes. Do not live in an apartment complex and fuck the girl on the bottom floor. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You live with your girl. Like, that's dumb. Don't do that, because she gonna hear you fucking your girl and gonna get mad. She gonna tell. So that's a good example right there. Number 6, credit or debt. It clears your debt, but don't loan what you don't own. Amen. I appreciate that. You said you want to debate. Yeah, it's gonna be a wash. Number 7, this rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Absolutely. What's going on, Just Me and Apple? How you doing, sugar? Iso says number 8, never keep weight on you. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you right now? Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. If it ain't in trouble, say the F from the police. If you ain't in trouble, say the fuck away from the police. Yeah, police crazy. Number 10, a strong word called consignment. You talking about when you're in jail? Is that what's happening? Yeah, appreciate you for coming back through, Hank. I said, goddamn it. I didn't. This not my list. This not my list. That was ESO list. All right, so bonus lesson number. Hold up, what we got left? What we got left? It's only 2 after this. So bonus lesson. The things that change, you have to change, Jim Rohn. It seems so basic, but it's just so fundamental. Again, it correlates with my favorite law called the universal law called the law of correspondence. The things that change, you have to change, irrespective of how much changing you've done already. Is the main caveat. You think just because you change or you grow, that means that, oh, I'm good. But like I said before with the previous lesson, every opportunity you're using it to qualify for greatness. So even if I think if you know you worked 24, like you worked 40 hours, you worked 50 hours last week, and you got something that you want to get. Like I know I made the money already, but use this opportunity to requalify for that value. It could be $200, $300. Use this opportunity to requalify, because why not make more deposits? Because if that's something you want, you don't have it. That's a change. The things that change, you have to change. Because if you want something new, you don't already have that habit. See, this is something I learned in the law. It's called the law of attraction and repulsion. The law of attraction does not exist. That's not real. So, wow, that's a strong statement to make. I know, because it's the truth. The truth is strong. Law of attraction does not exist. It never existed, and it never will. Just like you don't walk around with just the left side of your body. Just like you don't walk around with the right side of your body. You got a left and a right. Ask physicists. Attraction and repulsion happen simultaneously. Right? So just like if you want to attract something into your life, whatever condition or mindset that you had that created that void for you to want it, you have to correspondingly, that's why I say principal annexation, you have to correspondingly in direct proportion repel something equivalent to it. Because this planet does not do something for nothing. The universe does not do something for nothing. God, Allah, Krishna, Elohim, Yahweh Shah does not do something for nothing. You're not going to get stuff just because you want it. It's not how it works. I know my tone is a little, but I know the women are going to hear like, this is tough. This is for these young men, for them to be the old men. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck the shit is so you can move forward. You're not going to get this from nowhere else. Other than being with 96-degree Masons, and they probably going to have to fuck you on your ass. Or get you to give up some loved one. I'm giving to you for free because I can and I'm qualified. And there ain't too many 96-degree Masons fucking with me on earth. I'm telling you the real deal for free. And if they want to hop their ass up there, I will cook the fuck out of them shits. And y'all will really get a clear understanding of who you've been talking to this whole time. But the OGs know. All right, my uncle made the list. Well, he made the bonus list. I had to bring in what he taught me since I was a little boy. I've said this over and over and over again. He said change is the only thing that stays the same, which is indirect. I don't know why I put 2 hyphens right there. I don't know why. What's the name? Let me take that off. Bother me. Yeah, that's not. There we go. Change is the only thing that stays the same, which is in direct correlation with law of vibration. But he was a 33-degree Mason. So he was teaching me universal law. And you have to understand that, like my mentor told me, he said, nothing is never that good, nothing is never that bad. You have to always expect change to come. You know what I mean? And it helped me coming up in life when I had dramatic changes, when my brother got killed, when we moved from over where I grew up to over east, when my god sister died, when my best friends Dante and Monte died in the fire. It helped me process trauma. That's what I used it for. I know it works because I processed it. You understand? And it helped me not go down that route because I always had somebody telling me these things. Since I was a little boy, I don't remember hearing his voice without him telling that to me. You know what I'm saying? When my friend Martia died from high school, when I always would hear his voice first saying, change is the only thing that stays the same. Something I expect. Now, change, I went to the extreme in terms of death, but even if you shift from one good thing to the next good thing, change is coming every day. That's why I don't, it's a part of why I don't care about birthdays and holidays, because every day is the most precious day ever, every single solitary day. And I know every day is going to change. This helps you, this principle helps you, I'm looking for the, harmonize is probably the right word, is the exact right word, but it probably won't resonate with men. Helps you regulate your expectations, because expectations is the things that leads to people into depression and the wrong decisions. False expectations. It's going to change. Oh my God, she feels so good. Everything is amazing. It's going to change. Oh my God, this is the worst day in the history of the planet. It's going to change. It's going to. You may not be here when it changes, but it's going to change. You can bet your bottom dollar. You can take that to the bank. It's going to change at some point. Change is the only thing that stays the same. That thing has saved my life. Understanding and properly guarding, Godding, guarding my expectations, being in control of them. All right. This was very well known, but I had to include it. It was even said in the intro. This next principle, and then we're gonna get into the 10, and we're gonna get out of here. I don't think I'm doing panels today. Because wherever y'all write in the comment section, and just send it to me. IG or text or something like that. Your ideas and thought processes. But as common as this is, as it is, as well known as this principle is, people just seem to miss it because of another problem that we're going to address in the 10 lessons, which is why I prioritize them over this. When there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. People debate on whether that second part is correct. I don't, because I understand the context in which this concept exists. When there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. How I'll help you understand this is I've been a competitor my whole life. I fought in the streets. We played football, basketball, volleyball, play fight, etc. I've been taught how to box. I've been taught martial arts. I've been trained by ex-military people. I know competition. And in every single solitary spades, video games, in every aspect of competition is 50-50. Every single solitary variation of competition is 50-50. The only way you're going to get a win is if you get 1% from your enemy and you can't, or your opponent, and you can't take it from them. They have to give it to you. The only way you win is if you get 1% or more from your opponent. When you're not beating yourself, they can't beat you. This is why this exists. This is why this is accurate. You understand? This is how you associate this principle. I can get no win from you that you don't give me. This is why I trash people in debates, because you already gave enough. Because again, you already gave me what I need, because I've been on the earth for 38 years. I never drank, I never smoked, no tattoos, no criminal record, never tried a drug, never wore my pants off my ass, stopped watching TV in 2007. I tell you these things because I'm letting you know that the chances of me giving you 1% and you not giving me 1% is next to nothing, because there's not too many human beings on earth walking around like I am. This discipline. I didn't come from no military school. I didn't go to Nation of Islam. Wasn't from church. I'm raw, organic discipline. I tell y'all this because I don't like unworthy opponents. You're not this disciplined. You are not in my class. You never were and you never will be. I'm the best of the best. You're not getting anything from me but hopelessness. I'll kill you and the God you pray to. I'm not going to give you shit. I'm here to take everything from you when it comes to competition, right? So this, when you see the word enemy, that means what? We're in a competition. And competition and competence is in the same family of words for a reason. Goes back to the other principle we were talking about. It's better to measure 10 times and cut once than to only measure once and have to cut 10 times. I took the measures and I met them. Makes sense? All right. So, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think I made that point. Lead it to anybody, everything is debatable, you know? So I think we should start. I've kind of going over this plenty of times, over and over and over again. Number 10. 1 second. Lesson number 10. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1 verse 1, which is Johannes verse 1. In debate, or even in self-development and mentoring, often we say the answer is in the question. The question is in the answer. In the beginning was the Word, which in Latin is in principio. Now, I've shown this. I even did a video showing you what the word means. But I'll do it again. We'll go back to Edamon. And we're going to share this tab instead. And I got to put it up. Here we go. All right. So what does word mean? So you can understand this fully. Actually, let's back up, because if I'm going to do it, let's do it the right way. So because we're in John, this is a podcast, and people that have a problem with the Bible don't understand. You want to nitpick and cherry pick, and this is let an actual scholar, somebody's actually good at it, show you how it's done. If I'm going to the book of John, then I need to know what the word John actually means. So when you go to the Bible, Quran, Bhagavad-gita, whatever the name of the Bible or the book or the verses, mainly the book or the surah, you need to know what the word means first, right? So John, what does John mean? That's the wrong John. This is the word John. That's funny though. That's hilarious. Masculine proper name, English John, Jan, right? And you know where the word January comes from? I think I said it last time. From the medieval Latin, Johannes, the Hebrew Johanna, right? Means literally Jehovah has favored, or Jah is gracious, which means God. God is gracious. God is gracious. He was gracious. That's what John means. So the first verse is, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So let's go back to what the word means. Because you see that the word is capitalized, meaning it's a principle. Word means what? To speak, utterance, sentence, speech, talk, utterance, statement, news, report, aka word. Means down to its power, it means to speak or say. So it is saying, in the beginning, in principio, was the speech. And the speech was with God. What does God mean? Showing you why this is important. God, I've done this plenty of times, go straight down to the power. It means to call, invoke. That's what God means. It's a from the Sanskrit uta, means invoked. Huta. So not only are you getting lessons, you're getting adept lessons that a 96-degree Mason not going to teach you. And I'll explain why they're not. So in the beginning was the utterance, the speech. And then the speech was the invocation. And the speech was the invocation. It kind of goes back to the lesson I said before, right? That's why I couldn't have this without the supporting principles, because they're telling you the same thing. What did I say about what Ray Lewis said? Greatness is a lot of small things done well. What did I say about what my mentor said. Success is a process. When you cheapen the process, you cheapen the product. Literally, God is the same thing. God is the same word it spoke. He said itself. He spoke himself into existence. All he said was him. Go back to the principle I said before. I shared before about what Jim Rome said. For things to change, you have to change. Because nothing's going to make a difference because you're the common denominator. You. It's nothing else but you. Right? It's easy. The thing that's dope about these principles is that they're easy as fuck. They're not complicated. But you keep listening to people. That's why I start with the religion part, because it's fucking easy. It's not about a song. It's not about the dancing. It's just about being a student. And where people worry about the church and all this different shit, it's not about being a student of that. It's about being a student of principles that don't run out and don't die. We don't deal with these other people and what they're dealing with. We operate at a world-class level. The stuff we deal with don't die. It don't run out. When whatever this religion shit is called or whatever this science stuff is called, this stuff I'm giving you is still going to be here while that other bullshit is gone. This stuff I'm talking about is what the ancients did in Sumeria, giving you the real deal. In the beginning was the utterance, the speech, and the speech was with the invocation, and the speech was the invocation. That, what I just did is syntaxing. A 96-degree Mason will never do that in public. Because now you don't need no pastor. You had to pay nothing to watch this. You didn't have to sell your child's soul to do this. You had to fuck over your homeboy. You ain't have to sell nobody out. This is real knowledge here and here only. Nobody else is doing. No other Moorish American, no other conscious community, anybody. I'm the only one breaking it down, syntaxing for free, not behind a paywall. Not go buy my book. I ain't got nothing to sell you. You don't have to hit the Cash App. That is how the verse is supposed to be read, how I just articulated it. Welcome to the world class. In the beginning, in principio, which means in principle. I'll show you. One second. Actually, let me just, you won't say I made it up, right? Make sure it's big enough. Pause. Okay, it's big enough. Did I make that up? What does that say? So that means it's in principle, right? So in principle, that means the word that was said, the thing spoken, the thing that was speaking or spoke was in principle. And the word that was spoke was with God, the invocation. And the word that was in principle that was spoke was God. So it's telling you the only thing that was said was God, was invoked. That's all that means. In principle. So your God got to be in principle. So you as a God body, you got to be in principle. Dope part about principle. Watch this part. This is what I love about it. First part of the word principle is what? Oh, I got to switch it. First. We do first things first. That's what I love about it. The first part of the word is first. So now, not only do you got law, you got order. Primus. You see? See how close that is to the other word? Let me see. Oh, here. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, you got to put it right here. In principio, what? P-O, right? Ain't that what the word was before? Let me show you again, in case we got confused. Let me help you out. I want y'all to be clear. Polite ain't never did no shit like this in his life. Sabru student said he ain't never did no shit like this in life. 19 Keys ain't never did no shit like this in life. Rizza Islam ain't never did no shit like this in life. ever put these low level people in the same conversations ever in life. Won't do that. Right? So I'll leave it like that. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. So all the stuff means the same thing. It means do it first. So it's no mystery. If these things are based off principle and you constantly see what? The first verse in John, which means what? To be favored is for you to utter in principle an invocation. To be God is to be invoked. It's not a noun. None of these are nouns. We know that word is not a noun. We know that God is not a noun. Be a student. Okay? Don't be afraid. Don't let people talking loud about a bunch of shit, about a book that ain't never jumped the fuck off the table and kick you. Don't let these people keep you from principles. Because there ain't no pastor or bishop that want to debate me. Because I will embarrass that shit. They don't want to debate me. Don't let these people scare you from reality. You got to understand that the Bible, Quran, well, actually say the Bible more than the Quran, existed before the word religion existed. So it wasn't religion then. It was just what you would call, is what they knew, which is the word science. Does that make sense? Tea Leaves, what's up, bro? Glad you came through. What's up? Let's talk with Jay versus Jay. Salute. All right, no, baby, what up? Yeah, we're going to work. I want the young ones to get something, because they ain't gonna get it from nowhere. You should have been. Gotta start with the basics. We want to do the elaborate shit. Operation Paperclip, this, that, third. We keep doing the deep shit. People don't get the basic shit. We doing them a disservice. I've been waiting to see if somebody's gonna do it. Nobody does it, so I'll do it. Like a ghost is supposed to. All right, move on to lesson 9. I have to just abruptly stop, because these lessons, this shit, just that verse, it's gonna take 8 hours to teach that. Take 8 hours. It takes a long time. All right, all of these are not going to be flowing, but I ranked them in terms of their value. So lesson number 9: don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Another way you've heard this is be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. The problem, again, is not, it's like the guy T. Harv Eker. I always tell people to go get the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. He said, whenever you're having a big problem, all that means is that you're being a small person. Don't wish for the problem to leave, wish for you to get better. Because like I said before, change is the only thing that stays the same. So this new problem is change. The things that change, you have to change. Because if you wish for less, you're gonna get it. If you wish for things to be less, that means you're wishing for yourself to be less. Law of correspondence teaches that you have to correspond with what you're asking for. And you're going to correspond with what you're asking for. So if you want less problems, you want less you. So don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. If you're gonna do any wishing at all. I tell people to go. I've been telling people to go look this up for a while. I have it saved. I think I'm gonna have to upload it in private and then send it to people. Go get Your Wish Is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau. Go listen to it. It should be on YouTube. I got it, so I don't be looking at it. I'll be having to look for it to find it and send it to you, since we're doing the wishing. But this is a principle I've used in my life. I'll tell you precisely when to use it. Whenever you're feeling discouraged, or wherever you're in that place where you like, I don't think I can get it done, right? That's the time to start using it. That's the particular time to start using it. The previous lesson is just is about approach. I don't think I said that. It's how you approach things. That's what that principle was for. It's how you approach things. That's why it's number 1 in the Bible, the first verse. This one is when you're in that subject matter of you're in the middle of a problem. Do not spend energy wanting the problem to go away, spend more energy to acquire the skills or acquire the size, pause, that you need to be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Stop wasting time with mundane idiot things that don't make no difference. If the problem is here, it's not going to leave because your feelings. Just put that exact time is when you need to go, you know what, let me focus on how to get this done. Stop focusing on stuff that don't have nothing to do with anything. Again, law of attraction and repulsion, the principle it teaches, where attention goes, energy flows. And one of the dopest things I learned about it, once it was taught to me the correct way, is when attention goes, energy flows. So if you're focused on what you don't have, what you aren't, what you can't have, what you don't want to do, what you're focusing in on is nothing. So what you do have has to shrink because it has to make room for nothing. Does that make sense? Where attention goes, energy flows. It didn't say if it work out for you. If you focus on so-called negativity, you're going to get it and it's going to grow. That's where energy is going to flow. And you have to shrink or you have to lose. So we don't focus on the problem. We focus on skills. We don't focus on what's easier. We focus on being better. Does that make sense? I said we. I got to do it just like you got to do it. I got to do it the next time just like you have to. So no matter how far along I am, and no matter how far behind you are, all that matters is, are you worth it for you to give yourself an opportunity to be free, to be human? Are you worth it to you? That's the only type of questions we ask around here. Are you worth it? Are you worthy or are you not? You make a decision every day and every opportunity. We're not afraid of the word worthiness around here because we operate in principle. All right. Way different from the red pill manosphere, huh? It's dramatically different. I was just visiting. All right. We shall move back to life. Number 8, know ye the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It don't mean set. That is John 8:32. Again, we in John, we know what John means, right? It means to be favored. So it says, know ye the truth. Does know mean belief? No, it doesn't, right? Let's look it up. I like this definition. This is nice. It almost gave me chills. It says, verb. It's a noun. Know. Knowing is something you do. It's a verb, right? That's the parse. This is powerful. It says, perceive a thing to be identical with another. Which means we're looking for things to be the same. I'm not looking for differences. All right? This is the first thing we do. Perceive a thing to be identical with another. Also means be able to distinguish. Perceive or understand as fact or truth. Know how to do something from knew, which means, again, to know. These are just the etymon, down to the power root. Listen, some things are automatic. I'm spending time on this because it's important. These words are not here for no reason. That's why I'm saying, like, when people are, the Bible is this, the Bible is that, you have to have a certain skill set when you get here. Know means to perceive a thing to be identical to another. The principle is, know ye the truth. So what does ye mean? Ye means what? You. Know you the truth. So you and the truth become what? Identical. And you can do what? What's the second part? It's so self-explanatory. It's crazy to me. Be able to distinguish you and the truth from everything else. But you're more focused on being identical with another. We know another in this case is what? The truth. So know you the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Shall is not might. It's telling you that truth and freedom have a relationship. Your job is to know that you are the truth. So you can't, the best way to build intelligence is with real information. You can't build you with fake information that doesn't exist. Like I just explained to you, if you're focusing on something that isn't there, what you don't have has to increase because it has to increase, and what you do have has to shrink because it has to make room for nothing. Case in point, you have an example, because I ain't gonna use nobody's actual life. You ever seen a situation where somebody is driving across town, or they ordering something offline, and somebody else come by and they be like, "Hey, you know they sell that at the store around the corner. Yeah, you just gotta go in the back." And the person like, "Oh, they really do? Yeah, damn, if I knew that, I would have just got," yeah, because that's what truth allows you to do. And you knew what you would do if you had the truth. That's literally what it means. Truth is freedom. It makes you free. Well, you know you don't have to suck dick for money or give your asshole up for money. Then your integrity is what? It's free. So if you want freedom, if niggas want to be free, then it would behoove niggas to be in the truth. But niggas don't want to be free, do that. So you make sure you're not one of them. You hear people complaining about their freedom, feminists, etc. It's because you willfully are participating in lies. Stop letting these motherfuckers confuse you. They're there because they want to be. You make sure you're not them. That's a wild place that is true. 10 to 5, what up? What's up, Cheeky? Yeah, it is wild, but you came. Yeah, that is kind of wild. I can say that a lot there. You must have came when I said it. But this principle, again, it's a principle. Again, you got to know what John means. You got to know what 8 means. You got to know what 32 means. However, we know that John means favored, right? Being favored by God. If I know God, I'm not dealing with beliefs. Interesting that Christians pull away with, I got to believe in God. When they tell you to know the truth, it tells you that. And then it tells you what happens, law of cause and effect, what happens when you know the truth. And I explained it in real time, in your real life, what happens when you know the truth. You and the truth have to be identical to you as to be able to distinguish y'all from propaganda. Does that make sense? So you, again, I have to reiterate, are not confused about these people complaining about their restrictions. You're in your restrictions because you want, whether you know this principle or not, you're in these restrictions because you willfully engage in lies and dishonesty and dishonor. Because the truth shall make you free. What comes with that is a price. And I did in my other live, we don't argue with price. We pay the price up front and in full. In my live about free mentorship, I did a whole lesson about price. People don't want to pay the price for truth because we know what truth hurts. Truth hurts. Right? Guess what comes with that? Guess what word is also in that same vein? Oh, damn, I put 2 R's in that motherfucker. Well, it got me right anyway. To cause pain. That's what helps you be smart. It's pain. To suffer. Does that make sense? That's why people run from the truth, because it hurts. But so you're running from being smart. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. We're working today. You out of the manosphere, awayosphere, the ghetto sphere. We're in the world class today. Rocking with the best of the best. A 96-degree Mason could never. So, this is my favorite law. I had asked Cheeky the other day on his live. I don't know if he did a live since then. I asked him, has he ever organized his mind? Right? And this is the thing that I use to organize my mind. It's the law of correspondence. It's a divine law, but people call it a universal law. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. This is, let me bring it up. Let me see if you can see it. In the back, right? It's a depiction, but it's actually not this. But you have things like this, that geometry that's behind the WIT symbol, the word WIT, geometry like that. When you look at a Hebrew Israelite or Jewish person, you will see what they call the Star of David, which is the Star Dawood. That's not the Star of David. It's not the Star Dawood. It is a symbol for the law of correspondence. It's called the Merkaba. And it in itself is its own religion by itself. Religion means to rebind. So like I said to Cheeky, have you organized your mind? I set my thought process up like that. That is literally how your brain is designed to think. That is actually the depiction of thought itself. Again, a 96-degree Mason could never. That is literally how atoms look. The Merkaba, that two interlocking triangles. I use that to organize my brain. So then the words will make sense. I think I'll probably, when I do a video, of this, I probably will do a video for each lesson. As above, so below will be at the top. As below, so above will be at the bottom. As within, so without will be on the angles, the respective angles. As within, so without. As without, so within. This teaches you, it's a quadruplicity. The quadruplicity that you get in with fire, air, earth, and water. I don't really, because I could literally teach this for 12 straight hours, right? But I want to, for a lesson for a man to understand, this is what you use, young man to understand, this is what you use to, again, harmonize, regulate your expectations, and organize your mind. The reason that it's important for you to organize your mind, as above, so below, as below, so above, because you're made of organs. When you see a person, you meet them, first thing you see is organs. That's their skin. Inside your brain is organs, right? Inside your skull is an organ. Inside your chest is an organ. So I think those organs are not all over the place. I think those organs are organized. Yes? So it would make sense for you to also actively organize your mind. This is one of the ways it's done. You have to organize your thinking. There is no law, 48 laws of power. There's nothing in this in the class of this law. It will show up more in your life than anything in life. This helps you predict what's going to happen. It helps you predict trajectory. When you start to organize your mind and you know what everything else, everything is, like if you watch Lucy or you watch, what's the fuck that movie? Limitless, and everything is organized. Like they say when a kid meets 25, brain is fully developed. This is the shit that happens. You know where everything is. I know what's going to happen. I know where things come from. This law is a causation law. The greatest law by far in and of itself. I particularly have another law that I learned that served me a little bit more because it was meant for me to learn it and reveal it, which is a number one lesson. But it's actually on my community post, so I don't hide it. But if I see somebody low, I know they can come up. At least I can see their trajectory. It's about understanding trajectory, and it's about understanding composition and or polarities. So this is for you to look at as a framework where you can come into any situation and have cognizance and know where things are and know where things are going. Your job is to do the work. Now let's just look up correspondence and we're gonna move on, because I don't want to make this too long, because I could really teach this for 12 hours straight. The illest law, no, this shit applies everywhere, every day. Mind-boggling. It blows my mind. Not a lot of things that floor me. This is one of them. So the law is called law of correspondence. You see all the varying words. I love this. One of my favorite words I never say. Congruence, resemblance. My favorite word. So it's actually a law called a law of harmony. One of my favorite words. Harmony, agreement. Right? So if anything happens to you, or anything happens in your life, or anything happens because of you, your job to adhere to the law is to bring resources that bring congruency, resemblance, provide the resemblance, and harmonize things, put things in agreement so you can have solvency. Like we looked at John 1 verse 1, in principle. That means you have solvency. If I got principle, I have assets that I have the ability to pay. That's what solvent means. That's your job, is to correct the books. It's to put things where they're supposed to be, right? Medieval Latin, respondetia, means, okay, correspond, again, harmonize, reciprocate, right? It's one of the dopest laws in the world. Responde means to answer. Sensitive, well, I don't like the sensitive. I can't stand the sensitive. But that's the foundation of it. Your job is to correspond. So a lot of times you see me on the panels and I'll go left with somebody. All I'm doing is corresponding. I'm doing this law more than I'm doing anything in life. You go, why I have to give you the congruent response that you gave me, or the causation or cause action you gave me. I have to adhere to that law, irrespective of whether I'm in agreement with it or not. What's dope about it is I'm teaching people higher law, especially women, right? I need you to tell the women in your life this. As a young man, this is going to be for you to tell. Stop allowing women to say and to bring balance in your life. Balance is what you get at the end of something. Balance is death. You hear people say, like I said all the time, people live in misery because they live in lies. You don't even know what the word means. When you're done your meal, you get a balance. When your construction worker brings out the balance beam, he's done. Balance ends stuff. You understand? Her job is to bring harmony. Harmony is like work. Other word is harmonize. It's in the law of correspondence. It's not like I made this. This is not my website. This is an actual law. Look up the law of harmony when you're done here. It's an actual law. You see how they go together? Her job is to make stuff work within a thing. Bring harmony in your life. So you see how there's some masculine words, right? Resemblance. See how balance is almost right there? And then there's a feminine word. You see? This incorporates everything. It's not feminine or masculine. It's neutral. That's why it's a divine law. All the other laws are universal laws. That's another little lesson the 96-degree Mason will never tell you. Stop allowing her to say and bring balance. Have her bring harmony, or she will destroy your life. Any woman listening to this, stop saying balance. Stop saying it. Stop asking for it. Don't wish it was easy, wish it was better. Stop it. You're killing yourself. I'm telling you, as somebody initiated, stop saying it. Stop thinking about it. Stop writing it. Replace that word with harmony, and your life is going to change. So it's more about the young men. I'm trying to do not allow, when you hear chicks say balance, run. If she go, why are you running? Tell her it's because you keep saying balance and not harmony, and then be done with it. If she want to learn, help her learn, but stop saying that word. You're fucking yourself. Okay? All right. Like I said, I'm gonna have to abruptly just stop because I'll go on and on and on. It's so much stuff to learn with the law of correspondence. It's the dopest fucking shit in the world. I love that law. But in terms of importance and value for young men today, it ranks 7, which that should be a key of what I mean when I say 7. It also correlates with the 7th sense, which I'm gonna teach at some point. I'm teaching my son it right now because he's 7. He's been initiated now. Now be amazing now. I love that boy. Okay, number 6. Let's get back to this one. The same wind blows on us all. It comes from Jim Rome. He said the economic wind, the social wind, the wind of change, the wind of disaster, the wind when it's favorable and unfavorable. The same wind blows on us all. He said the difference in arrival is not the blowing of the wind, but the set of the sail. It's that part of the motivational thing where we say stop making excuses, right? But it's not really to stop making excuses. It's really to acknowledge and correspond with what's going on. But you have to understand the only thing that's going to move it forward is how you set your sail, how you taking and prioritizing, more so prioritizing which direction you're going to go in and why. Again, correspondence, congruency, agreements, etc. Does that make sense? Right? My mentor used to say, players make plays, not excuses. And again, I'm not calling every single solitary thing the win, which is like whatever's happening, the current climate, the problems you had that we talked about before. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. I'm not calling them excuses, but it's to help you redirect your focus from the issue to you being the issuer. For you to create whatever mindset that you need to create to be able to get where you're going. So this is more so for the, like when it happened, I was having a discussion with the young ones, the younger dudes. Cheeky and them was up there. Y'all know I'm on y'all side, but y'all do too much doom and gloom. You worried about the social climate and where women are and not focusing on, because you don't really know women, and that's their fault more so, not showing you who they really are. You just taking them at face value, to be honest, because a lot of y'all are busy trying to do what you need to do for yourself, and you really don't spend too much time talking to them because they spend too much fucking time talking about shit that they want you to accept that they got from somebody else. So I understand. But however, you watching them is discouraging them, and the older generation can't kind of tell you, nah, you ain't see that. But in the end of the day, like I always do, there are things that exist prior to this, to what you're seeing, right? And you have to focus on maybe being a pioneer in your generation, and I'm talking to all of y'all, knowing that, listen, I'm going this way. What I can promise you is going to work, regardless of these chicks that, yeah, I want $600, $1,200 date. You tell a chick where you're going, listen, I'm going this way. You want to go or you don't. It worked for my generation. My mentor told me the same exact thing. It was me and my homeboy Deezy. It was just, I think he was like a year older than me. So he might have been 21. I was 20. All these 40-year-olds, like four or five 40-year-olds. One dude was 50. They millionaires. One of the dude held a bank. We was out there for like 30 minutes. No, an hour. And they spent like 50 minutes talking to us about women. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that they gave us, everything they told us was true. Every single solitary thing that they told us was true. And we like, nigga, I'm trying to learn how to make the money. Like, what the fuck are y'all telling us about bitches for? Lo and behold, that shit was important. The same stuff that worked in their generation, it worked in my generation, and it's going to work in your generation. When you say, this is where I'm going, you in or you out, stop giving them all those options. Set your sail, keep it pushing. That's chicks. Same thing that goes with the problem that you have in your life. Set your motherfucking sail and just go. Ready, fire, aim. Change is the only thing that stays the same. Keep rattling off these principles and ignore the dumb shit. Just rattle them shits off. Just learn how to apply and learn which one. Learn how to apply, but learn which ones apply. And keep it pushing. All that shit don't matter. If we start fighting here in this country, and you're not a warrior, and you're not drafted to go fight, and you're not a soldier, you're not drafted to go fight, set your motherfucking sail and get your shit done, bro. Stop worrying about the fucking win. Stop worrying about it. Use that bitch to get you wherever you trying to go. Focus on what's important. Inductive and deductive reason. All right, so the Moors are gonna love this one. They might not, because it's not number one. They might not, because they were like, no, where you putting this down? Where you putting this over down here, Mom? Where you putting it over down here? Listen, I'll do what I want over here, okay? All right? So this is from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He said, man is not the body nor the soul, man is the spirit. Man is not the body nor the soul, man is the spirit. We call him spirit man. Why this is in the top 5 is because our problem as brown-skinned people in North America is identity. We have an identity issue. And like I did with John 1 verse 1, and I put the information in front of you, it has to be decoded. It has to be decoded for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons is because they don't teach us information that makes sense. What's important is knowing what the word man means. Okay? The word man means thought. Okay, so thought is not the body, and thought is not the soul. Thought is the spirit. And we know that because when we looked at John 1 verse 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, is an invocation. God is an invocation. And man, right, means thought. Whatever God spake or spoke was a thought, and that was man. We also say in my community, time never was when man was not. That's why it says in Psalms 82 verse 6, is it not written in your laws that ye are gods, for ye are sons of the Most High? Did not Adam come to life when God did what? Blew breath into him, right? Okay, watch this. Why the hill? What does spirit mean? Spirit means life, animating or vital principle in man and animals. From the French, esprit. I hate French. Latin, spiritus. What does that say? A breathing, respiration, breath of God. Man is not the body, man is nor the soul, man is the spirit. We call him spirit man. This is something that all add-ups know. A 96-degree Mason would never. A Rosicrucian would never. A black pope would never. The gray pope would never teach you this stuff for free. So it's really crazy how you hear people say, I want y'all to take this part too. I'm not spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. You're dumb. Yeah, you're stupid. You know what you're talking about. Because religion means to rebind. And every time you take a breath, you're rebinding. Spirit and religion goes together. They're not separate. Because try to think when you can't breathe. See how that works. Man is not the body, nor the soul. Man is the spirit. Got to be able to identify who and what you are and who and what things are. When you know that, then you can be free. Hassan, what's up? Okay, it's very important, this part of being able to identify who and what you are. I'll spend a little bit more time on this and give a little bit more information. The name of the species is Homo sapien. Let me see if they have that in the etymon. On this etymon online. We got homosexual. This shit is crazy. Okay, Homo sapiens. Right? So Homo sapiens, the genus of human beings, 1802, William Thornton's translation of Leonidas. I don't know how to say that. So I've said this over and over again. I had all these conversations with these homosexuals, dragging the shit out of them on Facebook. I told them what the fucking word means. The Latin homo means man. It doesn't mean same. I didn't make this. These white people shit. I didn't make it up. The word homo means man. And I can show you what man means. It means male human being, or technically male human being, right? Then you have the word stipere, which means to be wise. I'm telling you this because it's a part of the identification on why this is number 5 in my list. Because you got to know how to identify things so you know who and what you are. Law of correspondence as well, right? Homo sapien. Homo means man. Sapien means wise. Well, let's look at sapiens too. Wise, sage, discerning. Right? Somebody that knows how to think. And none of this did you see the word emotions or feelings. Okay? Your feelings do not make you anything. Your soul does not make you anything. The soul is something you have. The spirit is something you are. Your body is something you have. Your soul controls your body. Your spirit controls all of it. Your spirit is your intelligence, your wisdom, your ability to think. So man, right? That's the only thing we got left to prove. This is fucking crazy. Feathers, whatever. Yeah, I don't fuck with all this stupid. Human being, person, brave, hero, servant, vessel, adult male, all of this stuff. Yeah, bullshit. Then it goes down to parut, man. Was this one? What's in that one? For the plurals, he men. It says sometimes connected to the root men, meaning to think. Right? Make ground sense of man, one who has intelligence. This word is not feelings. That's why this is the root word for the word mental. Yeah, that just means male. You see? See, sometimes connected. But obviously, if we go back to homo, if this means man, and man means one who thinks, and sapien means be wise, your ability to think is is who and what you are, not how you feel. Don't let these people confuse you or lie to you. You control your body with you. You never notice when people are hyperventilating, or people been through something, or they're even shot and they're bleeding out. They're all told the same thing. When somebody done ran too many laps, what are they told to do? Breathe. The only way to control the situation is using spirit, is using your breath. And it requires you to do what? Don't be emotional and think, yes, to save your life. Simple stuff. You have to understand this lesson. This lesson is extremely important. Extremely important. Very, very important. Man is not the body, nor the soul. Man is the spirit. That's who you are. Your ability to think, your ability to breathe. Not your feelings, not your possessions. That's not what makes you who you are. Not your height. Not if you light skin. Even though, well, you light skin, you're not really part of Earth. No, I'm talking fucking. You know what I'm saying? Not none of these superficial things. Not your feelings, not your aspirations. What makes you a human being, what makes you a man, is your ability to think, and that breath in your body. And that breath in your body allows you to think. That breath in your body is old as everything else in life. No planet stops by and drops off air here. This air was already here. You understand? Every breath you take is the oldest air in the history of the planet. It's old as everything. So stop undermining it. Stop not appreciating. Appreciate this breath right now. There's nothing more important than this breath. There's nothing more important than this day. No day is more important than the next. All right. That's 4. We're gonna get up out of here. Some of my favorite laws. Favorite principles. Again, look at my reviews of the movie Revolver. We talked about competition earlier. War cannot be avoided. It can only be postponed to the advantage of your opponent. Like I said in there, don't procrastinate. These are the weapons you can use and the things you can look forward to. Again, expectations, right? With competition, you can purposely seek out a person who's smarter than you. And you've seen what smart means, right? Smart means pain. I've said over and over again that comfort is the enemy. Versus Shaitan, Satan, Azazel, Obizuth, all of that doesn't compare to comfort. The exact opposite of comfort is pain. Pain is the only thing that's been honest with you the entire time. It's been there with you at your worst. It lets you know exactly who you're made of, what you're made of. It is your best friend. It's there when you was born. Your mama had to go through it. Your daddy had to go through it for you to be here. Pain is currency for life. You only get smarter, which is what smart means. It means pain, by playing a smarter opponent. Somebody that else went through that pain. The painstaking measurements, right? It's better to measure 10 times and cut once than only measure once and have to cut 10 times. You have to go through pain. That's what you get when you deal with a smarter opponent. You will grow in direct proportion to an incongruency, aka law of correspondence, to your opponent. That's why I always pick the devil ever since I was little. My opponent was always and only the devil, never a man. Because y'all run out. That shit don't run out. I always pick the devil. It's my opponent. Never pick a man. Y'all get tired. That shit don't get tired. It don't run out. It don't give a fuck about. It don't reason. None of that. It don't give a fuck. It's extremely intelligent. Why am I as smart as I am? Because of this law right now. I've always picked the devil. I've never picked a man to be my opponent. None of you are worthy. That shit don't run out. It don't get tired. And when I say the devil, I mean comfort. Me and my homeboys always like the banter. We always challenging each other. I think we connect because of how we compete. I think that's one of the main things on how we competed when we ran into each other. Because we play similar. We play really smart. You know what I mean? We respectfully challenge each other. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes disrespectfully. I go sit there and lie to you. But I don't want to fucking say out this motherfucking mouth. You know what I mean? But the first person who became a member on my channel was one of my homeboys. He because we make each other better. I don't run from worthy opponents. Find a worthy opponent. Stop hanging around the people that make you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's not complicated. It's just one of these principles that in these lessons that you hear, but it's just difficult when you know you're going to have to run into somebody that's going to crush you. But like the lesson before, it said, know ye the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If I know this nigga going to fold me, what else you going to go do? Where else you going to go to get this good? Where? So you going to choose to be a bitch? You going to choose to be worthy? You want to be worthy or you want to be you? Which one you want to do? That was in these conversations. It's my mentor, right? He said his mentor, his name was Mike too. So it was a guy that was his peer. His mentor walked up to him. He would say, hey man, you hit all your goals this week? You did everything you needed to do? He said, no, I was trying to get to, I was going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? But I got this coming up and this coming up. He said, oh, cool, that's cool. He said your wife worked, right? I said, yeah, she worked. He said, a mentor said that his mentor said to the other dude, he said, she probably need to go fuck him. Since, you know what I'm saying? Since he taking care of her and you not. And they got into a quick little scuffle. But at the end of it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? He right. He right. Because he right. Is that something good to say to somebody? No, it's not. But at the end of the day, you know what you signed up for. You signed up to be pushed. And you play games with somebody you know is gonna push you. And you walk back into that room and into that environment with them with failing results. And don't nobody owe you shit. Stay your bitch ass out there and lose. You think it's by accident that I talk like I talk when I come from that? I come from that level of coaching, not that weak ass Kevin Samuel shit. Keep that weak shit the fuck over there, that angry man shit. This low level shit. He looked that nigga, my mentor is 5'6". The nigga he was talking to was 6'2". It sung him the fuck across the room 6-7 times. So you gonna be a man or you gonna be a bitch? Which one you wanna do? You niggas can wanna feel however you wanna feel. I'm not playing, I'm not on here hiding. I'm one of them niggas that'll just break your fucking face if you look at me differently. I mean differently. I don't like the way you looking at me, I'll break your motherfucking face. That's who the fuck I am. I've not been hiding. I'm not gonna change that when it comes to this. You wanna be valuable, you gotta get around people that know value. People like me, who they call arrogant, I know I'm the shit. And I'm not about to let you play with me because I didn't let me play with me. And these are the people that make you better. People that know pain. I really know how to hurt. I really know how to do it. Because I don't take no breaks. You got to get around people like that. Because everything is possible when you're in my presence. Because we're not running from pain under any circumstances. Fuck that shit. I look forward to it. Don't invite me to a good time. When pain don't even factor in your life, that's when you can be free. Because know ye the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And truth hurts. Every inch of truth I came into hurts. Hurts. Because I know I'm not good enough. Because if I was good enough, I would have had the truth already. So now I got to get better. I don't run from not being good enough. And when you deal with people that are smarter than you, that's why black people are where they at. They're terrified of people like me. Because I'm going to crush them stupid ass feelings. And what I told you in the last lesson, you're not them dumb feelings. You are that breath in your lungs. That's who you are. You're not them stupid fucking feelings. And stop letting them dumb shits convince you that they're you. Know who you are. Learning how to distinguish your voice and the creator's voice from the thing pretending to be you. Like I said, pain is the only thing that's going to be honest with you. So now you know what truth sound like. When you get smacked in your mouth, you're like, damn, I can't fuck with this nigga. Oh, this bitch will whip my ass. You know what the truth sound like. When you get it in your mouth, you know you can take it or not. Then you need to learn what pain sound like. When you get your fat ass on that motherfucking ground and you do them 3 push-ups, like, yeah, I can't do no more. You need to know what that shit. When you try to hit that second, third lap, how the fuck am I going to do 10 laps? I ain't got it in me. You need to know what it sounds like. You can have a free access to truth when you push yourself to your limits, and you get to hear, like, this is what truth sound like. Like, learn how to distinguish T-Pain from JJ Fish. I don't need the propaganda. I need the real shit. When you initiate the praying, right? Then it ain't got to come for you. So if it ain't gonna come for you, then it ain't gonna be no what? There ain't gonna be no momentum. This is what happened when you deal with stronger opponents. Yeah, major pause. Yeah, you got that. I'll give you that. That's what happens when you deal with real competitors. They said Kobe, and I'm not a Kobe fan. They said Kobe, like the second part of his career, he wouldn't even talk to the niggas on his team because them niggas wouldn't practice. They won't win. They was around Kobe Bryant, right? When practice was over, them niggas left. This nigga was still practicing. 4 something in the morning, this nigga practicing. Where you at? Pain, bro. I'm not waiting for that shit to come to me. I'm gonna schedule it. What you doing in the morning? 4:30. I get up early. Get your punk ass up 4:30. But I work overnight. Get the fuck up 4:30 or the equivalent. Get up 4:30 in the morning. But it hurt. That's exactly why you should do it. That's precisely why you should do it, because don't nobody else gonna do it. You want to put yourself in the top percentage? Whatever hurt, do that. Because next to nobody's gonna do it. I promise you, nobody's gonna do it. Out of 100 niggas in this space here, we trying to get healthy. We gonna get in shape. You will be, if you get your bitch ass up in the morning and do 2-3 push-ups, you done beat 98% of them. Nobody's gonna do it. I promise you. They're not. Smarter opponents teach you that. Amen? And here's why. Lesson number 3. How you do anything is how you do everything. In principle. Again, this is about approach. Looking at every opportunity. This is where we start to dial in. Like I said earlier, the 3 E's: effort, effectiveness, and efficiency. When you get into the top 5, top 2, you start to get more and more efficient. How I do things, because how is the second hardest question to ask. The hardest question is why. How you do anything is how you do everything. That's about how you approach things. It's the principles you take with you. You have a lot up to this point, still 2 more to go. You have a tremendous amount of principles, and not even just the ones I listed or put up here in the banner. You got a lot. You got a lot of weapons to help guard your mind and guard your mind. Again, I reiterate, it didn't make the bonus or the list, but my mentor said success, which is one thing happened after the next. Success is a process. When you cheapen the process, you cheapen the product. So how I'm going to approach anything, how I'm going to do anything is not cheapen any process. By not trying to find a way out, by not trying to be comfortable and make this opportunity matter. My big brother was killed when I was 7. Somebody shot him in the back of his head. I cried every day between 7 and 15 years old. Every single solitary day. Every day. Every day. I cried every day. Bawling every day. So find a spot to be alone to cry every day. Then I seen my 2 little brothers' lives start to look like mine. And I said I had to stop crying. The only thing that's going to make me stop crying is I'm going to make his death matter. Somebody going to pay, even if it's me. I didn't look for a way out. That shit fueled me. I wasn't trying to be a bitch about anything because I was pissed. You got to find that shit for you to where you're not going to take no break. It's a dead man expecting me to keep my word. You understand? Everything he told me to do, I gave my word. So I operate and I act like he right over my shoulder. That's how I operate. Because I'm it. He had no children. He had a little girl, she died. I'm it. You understand? I do everything like y'all just spit in my fucking face. This is me now. it can be loving and caring and harmonious, however y'all want to do it. But this is me. I found something. You have to find something to where it's going to motivate every inch of the opportunity, every inch of the process for you to get the best out of yourself. Take the principle. Universal law, 7 hermetic principles, however you want to use. But what happens is, like I say with etymology, right? You're going to live out over the span of 30, 60 to 90 days. You're going to live out your principles. They're going to show up. You're going to live out the denotative meanings of the words. So if a nigga is slacking, you've been slacking. Everything you see, that's what law habit teaches. Everything you see started 30, 60, 90 days ago. So you know where to look. You have to understand that everything that you start is going to compound. Everything that you allow to happen. Any and everything in principle. So every opportunity you have every day, and I'm not just saying every for no reason, is an opportunity for you to focus on the beginning of things and make sure they're correct and they're in principle. So we back everything by principles. Is this principally sound? Is this adhere to this principle? I'm not going to let this continue to go on. But it's been going on for 90 days, and I have to bring solvency to the situation with what? With principles. It's easier for me, y'all, to understand this when you're financially literate. But if I got a debt, the only way to pay the debt is to meet principle. Because that balance that you have, that debt that you have, was them giving you principle. So you have to meet that principle. Law of habits it's a 5th dimensional law. It's above the law of attraction and repulsion. It's not about what you're physically doing. It's about the spirit that we were talking about, what it's doing. That spiritual inertia that you can't see. This is past subconscious. But it still affects the subconscious. So this directly affects, and it's directly related. Law of habit, how you do anything is how you do everything. It's how we know when you study the subconscious mind that I think about 85% of the things you're doing is subconscious. So like I said, it started 30, 60, 90 days ago at minimum. Some of it, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So this is why we learn about, and why I stress neuroscience and neurology, learning how to fix those dendrites, neurological pathways, etc. So you can start to teach your brain to do the right thing the first time. I'll say this and then we'll move on to the next 2. We can get up out of here. I'll say this over and over again. Next to nobody is going to be where the fuck they supposed to be, doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing, the fucking way they supposed to be doing it, the first fucking time. Be where you supposed to be, when you supposed to be there, doing what you're supposed to be doing, the fucking way you're supposed to be doing it the first time. Next to nobody does those things. If you can focus in on that, or anything you do, focus on adhering to those 5 things that next to nobody does. As simple as it sounds, all you got to do is watch your family or your friends, and almost nobody does it. It will blow your fucking mind how easy it is to compete with people, because people beat themselves. Like I said about competition, they're going to give it to you anyway. You only get a win from your opponent. That's why it's important not to disrespect your opponent. You don't have to be disrespectful because they're giving you something. And to much is given, much is required. Does that make sense? The habits are extremely important because man is not the body or the soul, man is the spirit. What you're doing is going to affect and permeate in places you can't even pronounce. Okay? I don't want to belabor it because, again, it's a universal law. I know I have hours of training on. This next principle was something that was dear to me. It's one of the things that woke me up. I was at a event in Atlanta when I was young. I was like 21, I think. This white man, he said this to me. His name is Bill Whittle. He said, the same things that keep you from pain keep you from progress. It took me everything not to say that while I was talking about pain. But it has dramatically changed my life. And when I heard it, it's one of those things that I can't make you get what I got when I heard it. But I was in the right place, in the right state of mind to hear it when I heard it. To receive it when I heard it. The same thing to keep you from pain, keep you from progress. And that was important to me because progress was important to me. It's one of my favorite words, especially at that time. And it goes so well with the previous law right? Because in it, with a previous lesson of law of habit and law of correspondence, like I also said, law of attraction and repulsion, there's simultaneous things happening. There's corresponding things happening. And with any habit, like any action has a negative and positive reaction. So everything that you do to keep you from pain also keeps you from being intelligent. Like I said before, when I was talking about the lesson of you only get smarter by playing a smarter opponent. Sometimes when you box yourself or isolate yourself from harm, you're creating a coffin. And we put ourselves in these situations and positions unknowingly. You understand? Very important. You got to understand, it teaches you to really be focused on the decisions that you're making. The word decision means to kill off all other options. You see the word side in it, right? You have to understand you're making a decision. When you're making a decision, you're killing off all other options. When I decide to keep myself away from pain, when there are times where it makes sense, right? Because there becomes a point where there's excess and it's unnecessary pain, right? Because the word isn't, I'm not saying be in unnecessary pain, but we know pain to be a price. And we don't argue with price. We pay it up front and in full. I'm not arguing with another man's price. I can just not do business with you. I'm not gonna argue with your price. If you want, cool. But this principle changed my life. So the cheeky in that generation, what I'm saying to you is the thing that comes with the woman. Granted, you're right about a lot of positions you have, but when you make this decision, make sure you're not qualifying for even more pain and problems that you didn't count on and you couldn't see. Same thing to keep you from pain keeps you from progress. I don't want to get germs. I got to stay in the house. I can't see Paris unless I live in Paris. Can't see Boca Raton unless I live in Boca Raton. I build a fence. I can't run freely without going through the fence. It's simple. You see, it's so many places it applies. Yeah, I'm going to play the game on easy. I'll never be as good as the people, the best in the world. You make a decision to not be the best. You can reverse it if you want, but you're going to explain the same thing. The same thing, keep you from progress, keep you from pain. Same thing. You got to make a decision that helps you make a decision on what you really want in life. You want to be free from pain or you want to be free? Which one? A lot of these lessons is you have to make a decision. You have to build a relationship with yourself as it relates to pain. And I mean that how I said it. The three-way counsel. You got to talk with you about your relationship with pain. Because it's already like a pre-approval thing. Well, no, if it hurt, I ain't doing it. But yeah, I'm going to go work on myself and get better. You cannot work on yourself and avoid pain. War cannot be avoided. It can only be postponed to the advantage of what? Your opponent. See how they come together? They go together. It's important for you to figure out where they fit. And you getting in, just like we did with the game, just with the video game, just like we did with the basketball and football and the internet and shit. You gotta get your own rhythm for it. You gotta develop your own mind for it. I've been developing my mind for it. All these things that I've explained to you, I know they work. And they help you identify situations. Pick the higher quality value from it. Does that make sense? What's going on, Red? You want to get out? Somebody block boo. Okay, yeah. I don't want to belabor this. I think I saw that, right? We're home with that. It's my favorite lesson. This lesson was revealed to me. It was told to me, revealed to me in a meditation, and I read it in a book. But I've never heard nobody emphasize it. And I was told and shown that this is the highest law and the highest principle in creation. It's a divine law. But people call these other things a divine law, but it's not. I have this on my page in the description. When purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. Purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. The law of intent and purpose. It's really a law of intention, but I put purpose because I can do what I want to do. And it might stop me. In the Pioneer TV say I probably should do aloud to what I'm doing. Shout out to the peer reports. As you see me do, again, I like I said, I'm going to emphasize on while I look up etymology. I have to know. My mentor used to say this to me. He says, and it was in the intro. If you don't have a dream for yourself, you're going to spend your life living somebody else's dream. If you don't know, I always emphasize the 5 W's and how. If you don't know why something exists, why, its purpose, you cannot use it correctly. That goes to everything in life, especially your sexual partner and your children. You have to know why they're here. People are terrified of this conversation. For you to understand why your child is here. For you to understand why is this lady here in my life. Because her ass fat, her titties is big. And I don't want to find out that her purpose is going to take her in another direction. I'm telling you, change the only thing that stays the same. I'm telling you that there's billions of people and she might not need to stay. You need to know what she's here for. There's nothing that's going to fix your life. There's no law, no principle, no lesson in life in the same class as this. I know it. See, the thing that why I'm so confident about it, I actualize these things. I put them in action. I live them. Like I told you about the law of habit. I take a principle and over the 90 days, I will actualize them in research like a real scientist. I got to day one and lost my motherfucking mind. This shit solves so many problems in my life, it doesn't make any sense. When purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. That inevitable part blew my mind. Why I was already sold is because I've always had such a good relationship with children, right? They always gravitate to me. They always want to tell me something. They always want me to save them and stuff like that. So I talk to children. And I treat children like human beings that happen to be little. So my dreams are important to me. So I ask them about their dreams. And you know the crazy thing about when you ask children about their dreams, they change from week to week. You only know that by doing it. Change from one week to the next week, to this week, to the next week. And that part is not really what sold me on the law. What sold me on the law and why I knew it was correct coming into the knowledge was that their fucking parents never knew. Their parents never even asked. I don't even know of a parent that asked their child about their dream until I started saying it. And I started saying it around 28, 29. They don't even ask them. So how can you understand this child if you don't know why they're here? You go, well, what is my child here for? They probably can tell you if you ask. I asked my son, what do you want to be? I want to be a space scientist. Who the fuck says that? Says stuff like that. I've never said no shit like that to him ever in life. Now I know I know where he's supposed to be because I know where his head at. Because man is not the body or the soul, man, it's the spirit. Who says shit like that? I never said no shit like that. You want to be a space scientist? What do you mean? I want to make rocket ships. What? That's what you're here for then. Go ahead, son. This, that, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. It's not the only example. Things at work. If you don't know what this thing is for, things in your car, if you don't know what this thing is for, how can you use it? What is going to happen if you don't know what you're here for? What's going to happen? It's inevitable. I don't like bad things to happen to me. Okay, then why do you not? Wouldn't it emphasize? Wouldn't it behoove you for you to know what the purpose of things are? That is the answer to 100% of your challenges in life, is knowing why something exists, knowing why it's here, understanding its purpose. It will be in every part of your life. If I make sure I understand the purpose of things, why are you here? If you're not tough enough to ask a person why, or ask a situation why, then you don't want to win. You don't give a fuck about yourself. If you're not tough enough, if it's not important to you, you shouldn't be involved. Why are you here? Why do you love me? Why? Why do you want to be a dad? Why do you want to be a mother? Why do you want to talk to men? Why? For what? What is this thing here for? Why do we have this money? Why don't the dollars, any of the dollars, have a dollar sign on them? Why? Why do you walk around with brown skin calling yourself black? Why? Why do you say you love yourself, but you keep going down the fuck me aisles and eating the shit that fucks your body up and your life up? Why? Why do you care? Why are you here? What do the babies ask you when they start to realize why? Ain't that the first question they be asking? Why? Back to back to back to back to back. Why? Why? I'm not making this shit up. There's nothing in life more important than what I'm teaching you right now. There's so many fucking things I can say at one time, it doesn't make any sense. Creation is about intention. I broke it down in my law of diminishing intent and what intention really means. Go look it up. That's the one thing I'll go check that out. All the lessons and the bonus lessons is in the description, by the way. Appreciate it being brought up right here in the chat as well. So if the babies are asking it, Chinese babies are asking it, Latin babies are asking it, so-called black babies are asking it, it's probably important to understand why. You have the insecurities you have because you don't understand the purpose of stuff or the purpose of you. When those insecurities are moved, aka securities, which is what the financial instruments are called. They're called securities, i.e. solvency, internal solvency. If you don't have the clear understanding of what something is for or why you're here, you're going to misuse yourself. So you know it's not going to end correctly. Know ye the truth, and the truth shall make you what? Make you free. So either way, you know. So what do you do with what you know? You act like you don't know. So you violate the law of correspondence. And you put yourself in an unfavorable set of circumstances when it comes to the law of habit. When I asked Mr. He said, and I asked him, and I asked the other guys in the group chat, the men chat, hey, give me y'all top 10. Can y'all do something on y'all channel, the top 10 lessons you want young men to learn? Them two did it. The other ones didn't. You know what both of them asked me? They said, why? They both asked me why. Nobody else asked me why. The only two people that did it was the two people that asked me why. I'm not taking shots at nobody else. It's just amazing how it shows up. It's amazing. Stop being afraid of that word. A 3-letter word can kill your life. Interesting. That word has so much power. Why are you here? Why do you want me to sign this document? What's your intention? One of the hardest things they say to prove in court is intention. Why? Because we have a habit of not proving it. I don't have that problem. That's how I know a fatty is a problem. Your intention is wrong. I can see it. I can smell it. I'm very familiar with pain and intention and things that people don't want to be around. I'm very familiar with them. This is a world you want to be a part of, where you can literally feel, touch, and taste intention. I taste shit. It tastes the same way. Fear has a taste. Greed has a taste. None of these things are emotions, by the way. When you understand the purpose of something, it's intention, because it has its own frequency. You know the effects. Just like you walk into a house and they cooking rice, or they cooking that fufu shit that the Nigerians eat, right? intention has that same type of existence because everything is created from it. Like law of correspondence, as above so below, as below so above. Any ill intent is going to be everywhere right now. It's easier to find out why than what you think is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. You have to understand why something exists. Why, again, I reiterate, why did y'all have the patent for the AIDS cure, which is U.S. patent number 5676977, U.S. patent number 5676977, tetrasilver tetroxide silver 4 oxygen 4. Why did you have that patent in 1996 and then give it to nobody? Why? Why did you flip the map and teach us that north was south and south was west, and east was west, and east was west and west was east? Why did you teach us that? Why? It will change your life when you start asking why. When you need to get down to the intention, you understand when purpose. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to fail. Misuse. See, the problem with the word, right? The problem in the statement for you is the word misuse. You qualify for less when you don't know it. That's the emphasis for you to understand why. No, I need you not to qualify. That's why I was taught. I had great intentions, but I didn't have enough, right? Because I didn't ask why. They say the road of disaster is built by great intentions, right? People don't act and correspond with those intentions and ask why and act on the why. An intention is not a want, it's a condition. You have to understand why something exists. I'm smart like I am because I ask why. I know what I know because I ask why, and I'm going to find out why. I don't want anything other than I don't even want what I like before I understand why you exist. Why does this exist? I don't give a fuck about the who. I don't be stuck on none of that. Maybe it's the Libra shit in me. I don't give a fuck about the who. I'm enough. I need to know why. I need to understand the principle. Get the principle of why a thing exists and don't take anything for less. There's no question bigger than why. They're all small. They all can fit into 1/8 of why. The most important question is why. Because it teaches you intention and it teaches you purpose, and that lets you know their trajectory. That lets you know their source and where and what they come from, knowing what something is. So I can see if I correspond with you or not. Very important. If you don't know what this nigga in your inbox or this bitch in your inbox is about, it's like you signing up for a roller coaster ride that ends at the highest point, meaning there's no more road and you're going over it. You're jumping out of a plane, the skydive with no parachute. I need to know what you're here for. I'll be willing to be the bad guy. So a lot of this is about these lessons, which is going to help you dramatically grow. The one more bonus I'll give you is you got to be willing to be the bad guy. Knock off that bullshit goody tissue shit because you're a damn adult. Ain't no such thing as good and bad. One man terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. That's why I don't pretend. I'm not a good guy. I know what side I'm rocking with, and I'll be the other side's terrorist. So I appreciate y'all coming through. I suppose I did the invocation before I started, but Anizarak Tahuti, Anuk Tahuti, Anizarak Tahuti. I appreciate you for guiding me, giving me the wisdom I've been given. Okay, Lord Jabril. Multifaceted names you've been called in. I appreciate you for accompanying me. Rest in peace to all the elders that I named. Noble Jali, and that was mentioned. Dr. Miles Monroe, Jim Rome, peace be upon you. Honors being to whom it is due. Praise be to Allah. Hope you young men learned something today. Definitely, if you have questions, hit me up on IG, email me, comment below. Love to be challenged on these principles. This is my topic. Shout out to Gore Shanika. Appreciate Just Jay for putting the laws in the chat. Everybody coming through. this has been the first entry of the WIT series. Because the WIT series is about whatever it takes. Whether it's beautiful, evil, I don't care, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's not my business. My business is not to be cute. My business is to get it done. I'm what they say I'm gonna best feel, because I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. I got ahead of schedule, so I was like, you know what? Let's just put this work down. I think when I chop this up, I might expand on and bring a little bit more evidence. That's what I'm saying. Because, like I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm more like a weapon. And I say that because, like my sister Crystal, she's a teacher. She's immaculate at it. She has the patience. She got the cadence and everything. So I respect the craft. You know what I mean? Some people that are excellent teachers in my community. Peace be upon them. C. Freeman L. He's an amazing teacher. My big brother Seda Ducatiz, he's an amazing teacher. Khalid Muhammad is really good. He's really good as well. So I've seen teachers way better than me. So I give them that. But I know what I know. I'm more of a field general. And yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all coming through. Please share to the young men. No language was strong, but it's gonna help them be strong. That's my goal. I don't think nobody on earth can get y'all stronger faster than I can. We just adhere to the principles. Don't need to submit to me or none of that, or Cash App or none of that. My job is to not come here and get money from you. My job is to convince you to buy into you. I don't really care about the money. Shit, I'm gonna be taken care of regardless. Once I disappear, trust and believe, I'm gonna be 100 million hours. If I disappear, it'll be 100 M's. You know what I mean? Or I can do it in front of your face. It don't make me no difference. But I don't care about money. I made 100,000 in 4 months when I was 20, and I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. That shit meant nothing to me. It was getting in the way. Because the much is given, much is required. Much is required. So really doesn't mean anything. I'm not big on personal development. I'll say this last thing, then we'll be out of here. I'm big on self-development. Personal comes from the word person. Person comes from the word persona. Persona means by agreement. That means the things you've agreed to as distinguished from you. You, the self-development, right? You have to develop you. Figuring out who you are. Learning how to distinguish you from shit pretending to be you. Your personal development is about business, the things you get, maybe even some of the things in your life. You know what I'm saying? Even interacting with your family, which it's the personal part, right? But self-development is you. And the effects is what personals are called, right? They're called the effects. Therefore, self-development will be the cause. So we spend more energy in the cause, aka the purpose, right? And true intention, than we do the form. Or the effect, which is your effects and or your personables. So we build the self up because you have no other place to live. When you die, your spirit not gonna drive around in your car and wear your clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna leave because it's only here in correspondence with your soul and your body that it belongs to. And it came here at this particular time to do a particular thing. When purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. Develop yourself. You are more important than anything you can buy. You're more valuable than anything you can buy. You understand? Develop you 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. So yeah. We'll be about here. No, I'm not dropping a link. I didn't intend to. I just want to get this done. Something I owed, and hope y'all enjoyed the video earlier. Hope y'all enjoyed this live. I keep my promises. So we're gonna get it at a level that needs to be at. It's at a level that needs to be at. So we got more videos coming up tomorrow. I didn't schedule it yet, but it will be. Probably just do part 2 of the video that we dropped today. the debate part of it. It was really fun. Shout out to Jess J. It was on her channel. Please go subscribe to her channel. And all the other content creators are here. Thank you guys. This was fun. This is the bag that I like to be in. It's my favorite part. It's my reason actually for getting on YouTube, but that's what I was doing on Facebook before I came here. But then you come in a room and you see it's dirty, it's like, okay, I gotta clean this shit up first. I had to clean these niggas up first, man. Make it clear. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. If you came in late, please go or pause. Go to the beginning. Enjoy the ending of this. Still lessoning it, working on my craft. I'm always working. I do other things outside of YouTube, way more than I do YouTube. So I don't be having as much time as it seemed like I do. Then I work even more than that. So yeah, that was the goal, man. I definitely wanted to. This is my wheelhouse, so this is not something. It's not business to me. It's not like I don't care about cash apps and all that and sharing and liking. Anything that's sparked in your mind, hit me up, call me, and we can build on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've never charged anybody. I'm gonna put myself on blast. Del Will, I'm gonna hit you up. Del Will ask me about the health stuff. I'm gonna hit him up. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. I know there's gonna be some great lives and videos being dropped. I think podcast dropped something at 9 when I did, so I'm gonna go check it out. So enjoy this outro. I worked on it. I showed it to like 2 people, and I'm proud of it. So yeah, we out.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
The greatest con that he ever pulled was making you believe that he is you. And like that, he's gone.